What's up, guys? Man, I am still reeling from that Hangtown event. That was one of the all-time best races. That was exciting, both the 250 and the 450. Haiden Deegan is a boss, but he got so lucky. I'm going to tell you why. Tom Vial looks like he's for real. I'm going to break down all the 250 guys. Man, I was super disappointed. 7 Deuce Deuce, Adam Intignap, came at me on Instagram, and I'm really disappointed. I'm going to tell you guys why and kind of what that means. Thank you guys so much for using the link to go to Bet Online and create your accounts to bet on the sport. Like I said, if you have a gambling problem, don't gamble. If you don't have the money to gamble, don't gamble. If you want to do it for fun and you like putting just a little bit of money on there, create that account and place some bets, but use my link to set it up because they're really good to me. So, all right, guys, remember, subscribe, and let's get into this thing.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Okay, for the 250 class, before I forget about it, I want to talk about Casey Cochran dropping fast lap times in qualifying. This kid has speed. What's that old saying? We can work with speed. Casey Cochran has it. This kid's going to be good. Once he figures out the physical stuff, gets that endurance, gets used to running up front during the races, watch out for this kid. Husqvarna's got something special in Casey Cochran. But poor Joey Savacci, that's 2 weeks in a row where he's had the fast time with just a couple minutes left to go and gotten bumped. But he's fast on that Triumph, and I can't wait to see what he does. Guys, Colorado is Joey's track. If he's going to win this year, this is probably his best opportunity. So look for him to finally get that fast qualifying or at least a podium. I fully expect Joey to be on the... And I love the qualifying in the sense of, you know, it doesn't mean much, but I'm really working with Bet Online. I've been texting him nonstop. Can we please get odds on timed qualifying? I want to bet for the fast qualifier because it's not always the guy that wins the race. It's a little bit more fun to bet on. I'm going to have Eric Apple on this week. He chickened out on me last week. No, he got sick. But he's coming on this week for the betting show, and we're going to talk about that stuff. Haiden Deegan is everything I've wanted for this sport. He's badass. He's popular. He says what he thinks. He doesn't care. He waves the flag. He's tough as nails. That crash in the second moto would have put a lot of people out of the moto and maybe more. I mean, the way he hit and helicoptered over that bike, he's so lucky, but he's also very durable. He's taken a lot of really good spills and not been injured. But I will say this, he was very fortunate, and I couldn't believe how fast he hopped right back up and got into second place. As fast as he got up, they originally on TV didn't show the crash. I thought it must have been a tip over, the way he popped right up and stayed in second place. When I saw the actual crash, I'm like, wow, I can't believe he got up that quick. I can't believe he's okay. And I can't believe the bike's not twisted or destroyed or unrideable. That was very, very lucky, but it says to Haiden Deegan's mindset, damn, he might talk big, but he backs it up. And I've been wanting that so bad in this sport for years. While, you know, the Deegan family does not like me, and I still don't like Brian, I cannot deny Haiden Deegan is what I've wanted for this sport for the longest time, and I hope he can keep winning because that Frenchman's coming, and that Frenchman's good. And when those tracks get torn up, he's really methodical. I knew he'd be fast at Hangtown. I didn't think he'd catch Deegan in that second moto, but he definitely forced that mistake by coming in there. I don't think Deegan wanted to have to push that hard that late in the moto when that track was torn up. I love the changes they made to Hangtown. It made it a little bit more high speed, which made it, you know, a little less technical in that first moto. And let's not forget, Haiden Deegan, this dude, like I said, you know, people talk about Jet's talent and stuff. The only other guy to jump that crazy triple that ate Jet's lunch was Haiden Deegan in the first time qualifying. He's got some skills. It's not the exact same way as Jet. It's more of a Carmichael style. Just hang it out. Please don't change that. Just stay with it and just work on getting better and just keep doing what you're doing, Haiden. It's right on the money. Pretty soon, I think we're going to see a couple of guys get in the mix occasionally, but I think we're going to see Haiden Deegan and Tom Vial separate from the field. That was the big matchup I was looking at heading into the series, but it looked like Levi Kitchen came in on fire and was going to get in the mix. But I had talked a lot about Levi coming in fatigued after that heartbreaking Supercross season, and he was able to gut it out through Paula. He still faded a little bit. It looks like it's getting to him. Can he regroup? I don't know. It's so hard to regroup. I don't think we're going to see much out of Levi at Colorado, but once he gets that week off, that's when we're going to see if Levi can rebound and really kind of recoup and get back in this thing, but he can't let these guys get too far out there. I mean, they're already quite a few points ahead of him, and you just don't want to give them away. Sometimes you can give them away to one person, but you give them away to two. Now you're counting on two guys to have one big bad moto, and Tom Vial just doesn't normally do that. He's so technical. He's always there. I mean, he's typical Frenchman, and he rides exactly like that. Check out the Coach Rob podcast. It's Navigating Amateur Motocross, and he has one of the all-time greats in Andrew Short this month. So check that out. Andrew Short kind of sharing his knowledge and how to navigate the amateur scene, because it's not easy. Epic Garage Designs. They are doing a Father's Day special. Tired of that garage looking kind of janky, your floor's not that good? Order a floor. The tile floors, the really badass ones that they use, like a Barrett Jackson, $2,100 for a 2-car garage shipped. Get your dad this floor. So Honda brought on Joe Shimoda to kind of fill in for the Lawrence brothers. They've dominated that 250 class for the last few years, and with them both moving to the 450 class, it left a void. So they hired Joe Shimoda from Kawasaki. It's been less than stellar. Joe has not delivered, and a lot of it's been the bike, the adjustment. It's really hard to blame the bike when his teammate is out there battling for podiums and really charging at their Chance Hymas. They said he fixed his diet. He used to be called Chunk in the amateurs. There was another guy that used to say that about Ricky Carmichael. And whatever Chance is doing, stay on that. He is going to be up in the mix pretty soon. He's going to get in the podium from here. You know, he might even get a moto win. He's got that kind of speed. And that's what he did in the amateurs. He kind of hung around, and then just broke out. I think that's what he's going to do here in the pros. And that field in the 250 class is deep. We had a Ty Masterpool sighting. Ty Masterpool, who left the HBI team literally like Thursday before Paula jumped on that bike. He's getting comfortable on the bike, but he also took a really bad fall, so he was banged up. He got up there and showed what he's capable of. Give him a few more weeks. Let him also get to that off week. That off week couldn't come soon enough for the pro circuit team. Shout out to Pierce Brown. You know I always have to give the Utah boys some love. Pierce Brown is riding good. He's always fast at Hangtown. Salvaged a 6th place. Good on him. And also rookie Julian Beaumer. Julian Beaumer, that Lake Havasu jet ski racer. This kid, I've seen him since he was little. I didn't really notice him. I remember riding at Western Raceway, and I'm like, man, this Beaumer guy flew past me like I was standing still when he was like 14 or something. But seeing what he did in futures and how he's transitioned, he's not an outdoor specialist. He's a supercross specialist. And for him to be grasping the outdoors like this, that speaks highly. And he's on the KTM, which KTM's having a really good outdoor season. Clearly that bike, you can't blame it. I don't know if Julian's going to get up there and get a podium, but for him to build like this, come into Supercross next year, Julian's going to be solid. He did get cleaned out by Joe Shimoda. It wasn't dirty. That was one of those moves where you come in and it's almost like playing chicken. Which guy's going to back off? Julian should have backed off. He didn't have the line. He was hoping Joe would check up and let him come through because he had the speed, but it just didn't work out. You live, you learn, rookie mistake. So I know a lot of you guys are throwing away your X-Brand goggles. Hey, if you do toss them, get yourself some strapped goggles. Hit up ridestrap.com, get yourself some patriotic goggles. They're really high quality. They come from the same manufacturer as most of the same goggle companies. They all have kind of the similar frames and stuff. Ride Strapped, those guys are awesome. Precision Transport, one of the best family-owned businesses that I've ever seen and been associated with. Trucking companies typically suck at customer service, but not Precision Transport. Hit them up at pretransport.com. I've always been a big supporter of Adam Inteknap, the 7 Deuce Deuce. I thought his music was garbage. I bought it anyway just to support him. I've seen him and his brother at the track. They couldn't have been nicer. So when he did his Instagram post basically attacking me, telling me I'm doing stuff for clicks, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Instagram and internet, I just had to come on here. I don't usually come on here and say stuff, but I just wanted to remind everybody to make sure the information that you get off the internet and Instagram, maybe use your own brain and try to think maybe that's not exactly how it is, or that's not the full story, and be smarter than the people that are out here trying to get clicks to make their business successful, because that's part of how the world works now. Be smarter than that. Know that there's good people out there and there's more information, and maybe it's just not what you've heard on the internet. With that being said, have a fantastic day.
That hurt a little bit, you know, when Rich and these other liars, but It's disappointing that Adam fell for it. I think he's going to regret that as he kind of sees all the information, true information getting out there, and it's just not for me. Look it up. They sued. Rich Taylor sued. And, you know, that whole excuse the insurance made them do it. Well, the insurance sues for their losses. They don't sue for a lump sum settlement. And everyone's like, oh, well, Rich can't talk because of an NDA, because I've reached out a lot of times. Well, he seems to be talking to all the media outlets that he has on payroll. He just won't talk to one that he doesn't have control over. Adam Enticknap and his brother Tyler have a lot to do with the track in Reno. They should understand how hard it is and how fragile the motocross ecosystem is, and to go after or to partner with a company that makes their money off of riders that ride at these tracks, to attack that ecosystem the way that X-Brand did is just despicable. One of the other media outlets, the really big one, I reached out to them because I heard that they also were saying stuff about me. He said, what? No. And their response was, Rich knows better. That's disappointing. Call LACR. They'll tell you what they can. And as far as the NDA goes, let me just tell you guys, in the history of NDAs, nobody has ever asked for an NDA when they're not ashamed of the information or if they're protecting trade secrets. So I don't think there's any trade secrets in this lawsuit. I think there's some people that wanted to hide it. They wanted to slide it into the cracks, and they just wanted to get a money grab. I'll let you guys decide from there and what you want to do with it, but Adam Enticknap, come on, man. I still like Adam Enticknap. I think when everything plays out, he'll understand where I come from and what I was saying and why I said it. All right, guys. One of the mob members, Bryce Vaughn, is selling his house in Texas. This place is beautiful. Check it out. It's, I believe, $379 is what it's listed at. Reach out to the broker or reach out to their agent. I've set them up with that. But if you want to move to Texas, this place is beautiful. So help Bryce out and find your dream home, because that's what it looks like. Man, I wish I could buy it. So anyway, thanks, guys. I will catch you later.